They say, those big corporations, man. They say, hey, man, those big corporations, man, they don't care. That's what the kids say. Like, well, maybe their parents should tell them something different. They got a lot of service. Not just for your cars, man, but for your families. Your Lexus, they got Amazon, they got, hey, Lexus, play me some music, I need some education. I'm like, okay, well, they can't play the music and get education without service first. So he's like, well, we're going to do service with a smile, man. And says, oh, well, you can upgrade education a little bit. He says, if you get a little bit more understanding of some psychology, I come by this place the other day, I'm like, man, you know what Lexus is? He says, don't be a Lex Luthor, You ever heard of a Lex icon? A Lex icon? Yeah, a lexicon system, it's like a bunch of words and developments, for proper statements and sentences and paragraphs, so you could have proper essays, English, Spanish, it's not just the Spanish people from South America saving the English people from North America. It's the English people from North America saving the people from South America. Well, you thought we weren't going to tell you about that, huh? Well, let me tell you about California. They call us a bunch of repeller heads sometimes, so we're like, if you go full circle, you go see, there's 3 blades on that propeller, for all around the world experience, Gotta get some service sometimes, and they didn't believe it, man. Lexus was like, man, are you sure it's gonna work? He says, well, you got a car dealership down there with some British motorwork cars on it, for some British intelligence. We're all trying to work together on this thing. He says, well, I heard U-Haul was doing something. He's like, yeah, U-Haul was trying to say, hey, all you big corporations, I'm the small corporation, I'm trying to help the big corporations out. Can you help us out? And they said, yeah, no problem, man. He says, okay, you all in it? He said, yeah, you all in for God? And he was like, yeah, sure we are, man. You got that shuttle program? He says, well, we're trying to get it going with the space agency, If you budget a little bit, you're going to get a budget car or an audio-video instructional system. So we go, how about some service? And he says, all right. So Lexus was like, okay, we're not going to give them any phone numbers, man, because we got Lexus places all over the place. We're not trying to take all the business from America. We're trying to get them to spread out some, Besides, we want to get some of those car dealerships in some of those places where they need cars, and they don't have a whole lot. So, Lexus is going to help out even with the used car dealerships. We'll show you how to do a courtesy shuttle. This is a courtesy shuttle. You see, when you go on these vacations, man, they're like, they show up and they're like, hey, we got this, we lease a car, man. If you're going to be here for a couple months, we'll lease you a car. You go get a lease agreement, you get a car, drive around, do some business and stuff. But if you're just here, for an educational vacation, man, we'll tell you where to go over here to this smaller car company. They'll rent you a car for some local stuff, and, and say, well, in the fields of dreams in America, man, all kind of auto groups. We got Mercedes-Benz, we got smart cars, we got the Sprinters. Don't forget about the Jaguars, man, and Land Rovers. We got Porsche, Cadillac, and Lexus, We got Ford, Nissan, all that stuff, man. But I want to show you something that's really cool, okay? Now, if you want service with a smile, I come by the other day and I'm like, hey, man, there's a lame duck out there trying to sell some bad deals. And it's like, have you ever been to Lexus? I was like, well, Lexus, man, we got some real service over here. I'm going to show you some Lexus, man. They say these big corporations don't care about people. So he's like, well, I tell you what, this guy is going to go over here and going to show you about this. But he's a phone number on the van. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this like this. Okay. And we're going to say, it don't matter where you are in the United States. The total package, whoop, home repair. Oh, I cheated a little bit. Shh, don't tell anybody, okay? So anyways, here we go. So that's Lexus, man. All right. So that's Lexus helping out a small business. Shh, okay? Don't cheat like that, everywhere else, We're just trying to get something going, Shh. Okay, you ready? Now, remember, over here the other day, I was talking about Kawasaki, Hey, Kawasaki, man. It's like, that Kirk guy, he's a Cherokee Indian, who cares, Right? So, hey, Kirk, American warrior, old school kind, That's an American system, That's an American, kindness, intelligence, It's kind intelligence, from the Indians, we used to share stuff all the time. So, if you want to build a field of dreams, got to start, somewhere. Well, we got like, 50 continental U.S. states, and we thought, maybe we could help the islands too, and they're like, we got some territories out there. So we're like, well, we got Hawaii. We were like, hey, how are you? You know, because, you know, they dropped a bomb over there in Pearl Harbor. We're like, man, come on, you got to be kidding me. So then we dropped, you know, bombs on them. And it was kind of bad, you know. They were like, you know, well, remember one time we dropped all kind of big bombs and we kind of messed everything up? Well, we want to go back there again. So we were like, you know, so we call it Hawaii. You know, how you doing? You know, how are you? And we go, I don't know, feeling pretty good today. Hold on, let's see. We got some traffic. Hey, you know, you ever heard of a traffic cam? You know, they got these choppers, man. They fly over, you know. You know, they need pilots for that stuff too, you know, in news centers, you know. You know, you got news companies, you know, right now they put on some fake news, some real news, some fake news, some real news. Look at that, there goes U-Haul. You all hear that? We're gonna need chopper pilots for the news companies, not just for the military, man. We need news pilots, you know. So if you want a traffic cam, you know, I mean, hey, he said we gotta have some boots on the ground, man. Well, you got reporters for that, you know. And, you know, hey, boost your mobile, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, boost your mobile, man. You know, mobilize that education. You know what I'm saying?